Hey everyone, welcome back to another practice round, this time for Pioneer Bay, getting ready for Disc Golf Valley Pro Tour, or Players Tour, Week 5. Hole 1 off the tee for me is the Accurate Glide Sapphire. I just aim a little bit to the right and down, just to try and get through this gap a little cleaner. I didn't adjust for that wind quite right, but that's okay. Ideally, I'm sliding between those two rocks and going up a bit closer. This distance out, it's going to be the Glide Water Skip Ride, just get a little bit of ground play, and throw it up here to end up hopefully close enough to the basket for a pretty simple throw in for the birdie. I'll take this one more time for you to hopefully show something a little bit cleaner if you do get through. Let's see, hole 1 again on Pioneer Bay. More of a one wind. This is a Glide Sapphire. Get through this gap. Should work okay. It's okay if it leaks a little bit left or right. I tend to hit those rocks a lot, but I'm not really worried about it because this changes what the approach looks like. When I get through here, I'm quite a bit closer, around 400, so I can even go Sapphire, Accurate Glide Sapphire here into the basket in order to have this fairly reasonable look at the birdie throw-in. If you want to get a bit closer there, you can go Glide Roll Rive and chew off a little bit more of that distance in the air as you're on your way in. Let's move on to Pioneer Bay Hole 2. Hole 2, you can take the forehand line straight down the left side here. I have to get a little bit closer with the Glide Skip Drive on a backhand line. I aim just at the middle chevron on the top of this bush and just about a half disc of anhyzer. Should get me up here. The risk you have is leaking too far to the right and ending up in that water OB. It's a silly stroke to take just by leaking too far right. You can scramble if you get to the left. It's a lot harder to scramble out from the right. This can be an Accurate Glide Sapphire now into the green. I'm not even expecting or hoping to go up onto that shelf. It's nice if it happens to get there and stop, but I'm okay stopping on this hillside so I don't risk the possibility of going long off the backside and OB over the OB line there. Let's move on to Pioneer Bay Hole 3. This is going to be a bonus stroke opportunity. I haven't been great at it. We'll see if I can get it the first time. It's a slide left, middle chevron. You can kind of see the bush it's pointing at there, and then a bit lower, and a full disc of anhyzer. Gets me out to this middle island, just fine. The Glide Skip Rive, water skipping out there. The next step for me has been usually the Glide Skip Paradigm. If I'm getting a little riskier, I'm going to take a light glide paradigm just to make sure I have less of a chance of skipping into the water if I miss to the left. This looks like it's getting up to a decent spot to have a good look at the throw-in. The Glide Skip might have gotten up there further, but it also might have gotten more pinched off behind a rock. Then it's a matter of adjusting for the throw-in. I'm going to call this about 10 feet uphill and throw that about 80 feet of power to go ahead and take that eagle. In my opinion, if you have a 2 headwind, any wind that's 2 or more, that's not helping. So pushing you in the right direction. If it's a headwind or a right to left wind, I'm just going to lay up and take the left side play instead and just go for that typical birdie. Here on 4, this is the light glide paradigm. A turn glide rive works as well. Aim it just to the right of the basket, and the straight pullback pretty much sends you straight down this fairway and up near under the basket. Not much to go wrong with here. Minor adjustments for wind as that comes in, but take your glide turn driver, whether that's a captain or a paradigm or a turn glide rive, and just throw it forehand straight up that gut on the left side. Hole 5 is a very easy one if you have a harp or an overstable putter. Aim off to the left, have a straight pullback, and just let the disc glide all the way down there to do the work for you. Not much that should go wrong here. Even in heavy winds, you don't need to make big adjustments to that. It's going to get down there pretty much just fine, no matter what the wind is that you're throwing. Especially if you have the harp, which is a putter, an overstable putter, and has that windbreak feature built in. Hole 6, not a super easy one to get through. Your main goal is get past this tree right in the middle. If you don't hit first available, you have a good chance at getting up there to get the birdie. I might get it. Let's see. It did get by there okay. That's the Glide Skip Rive. You can take a turn glide up the left side as well. Let me show you that one. This is it for me, the paradigm. I slide right. This is a bit of a bigger gap, but just doesn't get you as close if you do hit it. That one leaked off to the right there. Frankly, it's really tough to find a consistent line through here, in my opinion. So I hope to get through those first trees and be up for the throw-in. See, 250 throw in. I'll play around the river. I normally might just take the warship in there. The river is going to get there okay. Let's see if it maybe can get that bonus stroke as well. Nope, not quite, but it's going to be there safe for what would be the birdie if I didn't rethrow on this one. Let's move on to Pioneer Bay 7. Pioneer Bay 7 is going to be a decision time hole. With this wind, I'm going to take the glide, skip, rive, slide left, and the middle chevron right where the foliage of the tree meets the tree there. This one, I think it's good to know your angles of tolerance. So this is the least amount of anhyzer I'm ever going to put on the disc. And this is the most anhyzer I'm ever going to put on the disc here. So I'm going to go pretty much the least amount with this wind helping. And hope the wind can push it all the way up there to the green. And with this wind, I'm not worried about even going OB there, because if I go OB, I'm going to be close enough to the basket like I am there in order to save the birdie. Would have been nice to be a bit further up and not OB, but that wasn't the case. Let me try one more to a little bit lower risk play. All right, so this is a wind where I'm not even trying to get over to that second island. This is a wind where I'm going to take my accurate glide sapphire up to the left side here, and this is my way up. Get here, and then the 377, I'm going to go a little bit off to the right just to give me a little bit of grace if I end up too short, and try to throw it up here. Up to the back wall is not a problem at all. Even if that slid further, you'd be here about 80 feet away if you slide all the way there to be able to have a throw in to save that birdie. If I have a one wind, that might even be the paradigm, because this one has so many nuances. See if I can get one more to show you that one wind. Great. I'm going to go glide, skip, paradigm. Same aim point as I do with the rive. And about this here on anhyzer, if I sneak right by that tree, it's usually looking in good shape. If it sneaks right by that tree, a little bit of unfortunate ground play. That happens when you get aggressive there. See if we can show a better looking one. If we don't show a better looking one, then we'll just move on from there. It's unfortunate things happen. You can't save every stroke and make everything work perfect. You're going to get some bad ground play. On this throw-in, if you're a little bit out, do not err on the side of throwing short. If you're not sure, throw it a little bit longer. So if you throw short and hit the front of that basket, there's a good chance of dribbling OB into that front water and taking an extra silly stroke there. If you're not sure on that stroke, it's totally okay to throw it to the backside of that green as well. On 8, you can go default. This is light glide paradigm. I don't even care if I hit this tree. The captain goes a little bit further up there, and that works as well. Light glide rive would get there. Glide skip rive. So many options off the tee. This is about the second shot. In the second shot, you can scramble if you get off to the side here, and make sure you get up over that hillside. You just don't want to end up too far pinched against this wall in front of you. So if you're up closer, you might want to consider going forehand to take some distance off that. And it's a matter of getting around this pyramid. That pyramid is incredibly sticky. If you hit it, you're going to just stop right there and not have much of a good look at all in order to be able to get that birdie. So this is the default light, wasn't paying attention there. The default light glide driver off the tee. And then that light glide driver again on a backhand if you hit that tree, on a forehand if you're past that tree, and then throwing in with a rive or your big distance driver around the green, around the pyramid to get to that green. Hole 9 has some trickiness. I like to take the glide sapphire. If you have an accurate windbreak sapphire, it's even better for here. This one you see I need to come back to combat that wind with about 3/4 disc hyzer and actually take a little bit of power off, almost to the 2/3 line, to be able to get up here and make sure I'm not going too far. I want to make sure I get through these trees okay. If you get through those, you should have a chance at getting up to the top of the pyramid. There's definitely a line you can take here with the rive off the tee to get a little bit closer up. Throw it up onto the screen though, add about 100 feet to what you're throwing to. So 275, I want to throw 375. So this rive should be able to get me there just okay and be up to the green. A little bit close, almost got unlucky and early and not making quite up onto that pyramid there. Let's do one more, see if we can show a low wind. Not going to be able to show a low wind, it looks like, but with this 3 wind, I'm going to add now the anhyzer to that disc. And for me, the 3 wind is a get up there and hopefully find a good spot to scramble. If I get past this tree, we should be in good position. We're honestly not in a great position there. See if I can get up there, but at this point, I'm going to be accepting there's a good chance I'm going to be getting that par, but I'm not worried about that because it's fine when I'm out there. I can go for it anyway. It doesn't make it up there. Even a layup wouldn't be any better. Getting a putt up here, unfortunately, I can't really take an honest bid at the basket because I'm worried about getting in that hillside. But let's see if I can. Nope, got a little bit of a cut there on it. Might have been a better idea there if you end up scrambling to not try and go through and get aggressive and just get up in the air to make sure you're up here safely on the green in order to tap in for that par if you end up offline. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope this helped you save some strokes for this week's Players Tour Week 5. Good luck with your rounds. Stay bogey free.